Our grand final day has arrived and we are excited. It is the D's and the Dogs, and that's a fair way off. So before that, we're going to do two of the best hours you will ever hear. Courtesy of Hard Yakka, by the way, a new breed of Aussie legends. Toughness is in their DNA. Like me, they look good and they are also tough. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water brings you the Saturday Rub. And host, listen, just because you've slid a dress on doesn't mean you can start laughing at the host's
This is going to be the end of everything
wearing?
Today. A dress, mate.
It's a dress. She's looking magnificent, but that's pushing the visual boat out, hose.
I think it's Scanlon Theodore.
Oh, no doubt about it. She's on a promise, hose. There's something going on.
Scanlon.
We've got 2 hours to get to the bottom of what's going on. Now I look into the same studio as the beautiful Rosemary, and I see Duck in, collar up and rolled up sleeves. So he's ready to go, and Fat has come to the end.
Oh, it's been a big week, Jim. I tell you what, old ratings, Brownless, you can call me at it. Well, the EJ Witten thing on Wednesday night was very good.
Well.
That was
Was it?
fantastic.
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it, Duck?
No.
What are you doing? And then last
Watching
night,
something better.
and we've all been involved in this, but the My Room, a telethon, Jim, the record last year was 2.1 million. Last night, we raised, My Room and Channel 9 and everyone, $3.2 million.
Good effort, Bill.
And well done to all the people out there that chipped in. Obviously goes to kids with cancer, and it was a fantastic night. And well done to Kane, our friend Kane Corns, Damo, who ran a marathon last night on a treadmill.
Why'd you do that?
Well, that's what he does. He does that.
He runs.
You need to
Forest.
give him things. You got to give him little tasks, and he does it. He ran a.
That's a big task.
Well, that is a marathon. He didn't look well after it, but well done to everyone involved there last night.
I'm
Very
going to
good
get to
night.
last night in just a second, but I've got Bernard here as well as Damo. Welcome to you both.
G'day, Jim. G'day, boys. What an
Bernard.
exciting day for the Melbourne Footy Club. Now, I've done a few functions already. Got a few today.
Sounds
got
like
a
it.
few today. And, I keep getting asked the question. It was you that changed the culture of this footy club. We got back to the 2014 when you arrived and have not looked back since then. And all I do is confirm what the question was asking.
And Jim, I can attest to Bernie saying that because I rang him early in the week because I have to interview him at one of those functions later on today. And he actually said, make sure you reference the fact that I started at the club in the same day that Paul Roos started. That's when the turnaround started.
It started from there, Bernard. I don't think there's any doubt. Now,
No.
Duck, big day, of course, for everyone involved in the coverage. You'll do a magnificent job with Triple M and Channel 7, so you've got a big day. I've got a big day too. So I got last night, I got back to the hotel early, I did a fair bit of work, and then I thought, one of my issues at 50, late 30s of age,
59.
one of my issues, Duck, is sleeping. I don't sleep as well as I used to. So I'm thinking to myself, I got to find some way to get off and get a
Jim.
real good night's sleep.
Jim, we're on there.
Yeah.
So then I turned Channel 9 on. And I
I know
got
where you're going, Jim.
15 of Bill's best minutes. It was the worst shit I've ever seen. And bang! I was out like a light.
Out like a light.
It's a good thing you're finishing up.
Jim.
You've got zero sizzle left in you.
Jim, I'd just like to know which 15 minutes you watch.
You only got to the third sheet.
Jim only went for 4.5 hours.
Oh,
we want to
my
know which
God.
15.
Which 15, Jim? With the animals?
It was underwhelming.
Well, well-
That's all I'll tell you. There was nothing on it.
Well, if you got cane cords running on a treadmill, that'd put you to sleep.
Well, we didn't do that the whole show,
Oh,
Duck.
right, okay.
We had Damo,
What was
which
the point of it?
I tell you
I
what,
lit it up, Bill.
we crossed to Damo and fair dinkum, Jim. You should have watched that. You would have been out in a blink of an eye.
that would have kept you awake longer, Jim.
I did see the first throw to Damo, and there was a gap you could drive a truck through. I was just staring at the screen. He was speaking. I'm thinking, this is going well.
I did the quiz, Jim, and I was getting question 1 when they were getting question 4.
Bill,
and he beat me.
the other thing I'm hearing
Sizzle Brownless,
is even though the game's here in Perth and you're obviously based in Melbourne, you've still got 2 or 3 functions to attend today. That's what I'm hearing, Bill. 2 or 3 did wander
No, you
through.
can't, Jim.
And
Yes,
all I
yeah,
said
lockdown,
to people when they told me this
It's in
is,
lockdown, Jim.
Bill, you're used to working empty rooms.
There was a couple of times Dougie Hawkins and I went up with a great mouse, Bernie, and we walked in and there was 14 people. So you got to tell them to come forward, because they all get scared and sit up the back. Come forward, and then we actually went around each table and sat on the table.
Do you still take the check in those occasions, Bill?
Well, the poor old president comes up and he goes, mate, we're a bit short. What can you do? So me and Duck, we do a discounted rate. Me and Doug.
Discount.
Well, you do. Well, you got to take some money because you still do a good hour. You give them your best.
What about the time when you were meant to do 3 tables, and you walked in and there was actually only one table with 6 people on it? You just sat down on the table for the night with them.
I did. And it was,
As a guest.
well, it was very close. It was very up and personal, and I knew
Intimate.
their whole family and Uncle Jimmy and what he did, and the whole. And then the wife had come in with the kids, so there was a few more numbers. Oh, fair dinkum. Some of those times you walk in there and you go, oh, no. Because first of all, you drive in, there's no cars in the car park. So you say, oh, that's good. They've caught cabs because they're going to have a big night. They've all caught a cab. There's no car in the car park. No one on the door because there's no one coming in. Oh, geez.
Hey, Bill and Duck, Jim got out of quarantine on Tuesday morning this week, and as this won't surprise you, Bill, given you know him so well, he's
sick
now
of him.
strutting around town as though he
I don't
owns it.
need to, mate.
No, you do. You feel in your
Perth
as though you have a
royalty.
need to do
Duck
it.
knows that.
Bernie, I've been here for a bit longer. There's only one genuine rock star now who's flown in, and that's Bailey Smith.
Yes.
And Jim, I can tell you are not Bailey Smith, despite you wanting to be.
Comfortably
He is a genuine rock star. Bill, have you seen this photo that Channel 7 posted on their via Brian Taylor on Instagram? Jim, I'll just take you through it. You're wearing jeans,
Well, that's what we were meant to wear.
No one else.
a lilac shirt, a great jacket. Now, it's not so much what you're wearing, but you're standing on a beach, Jim.
Look at that,
The water is have a look at that, Bernie. The water's about to lap your
that's
toes.
concerning.
But how's the pose?
Oh, the pose.
You've got a straight right leg. You've got a slightly crooked left leg. The hand in the pocket.
Flogged.
And
Doing
Bernie, have a
as
look at
the
this.
photographer
Have a
asked
look
me.
at the pose on the
the
eyes.
blue steel.
The squint eyes.
Squinty blue
Fuck, I
steel.
had to, was the eye candy.
It's a real
It's
modelling
classic
shot.
red
Look at the rest of
carpet.
them.
Classic
Except
red
for-
carpet.
I tell you
Can
what.
you critique? Can you critique that photo, please?
It's a real tosser written all over it, as JB.
Come on,
But
don't
left
dip
hand
into
in
that,
pocket.
Duck.
you can
Let's
tell
go
he's
there.
done a bit of modelling.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, hand modelling.
That is only true.
I tell you,
What do you think?
I'll tell you what it is. One, you didn't want to be there, right? So you just got that all written over your face. I didn't want to be there.
Billy wanted to be there.
Might have been something.
Flown in with in a helicopter to look at a quokka, and there was no quokka, so it's all a quokka shit. So he didn't want to be there. Then it's smugness written all over him, like a smug
The
bozo.
privileged one. Privileged.
And then very strong sense of self. That's what I would say. Very strong sense of self and flog. That
Bill,
Jim.
you just got to get your head. You got to get your head around one thing, Bill. I'm a good-looking man. I always have been.
I tell you
and
what-
you aren't.
I tell you what
So
has,
we have different parameters.
JB, I've just noticed that photo as well. What about Basil with no shoes on, bare feet, and he's got the
Bare feet, Jim.
he's got the real modelling pose going at the other end as well, but not quite pulling it off like you, JB.
The thing with Baz was he got there first. So he was already there and he had his shoes off, and we all said, we're not having our shoes off. We want to get on this beach, get the photo done and get back and get out. So we didn't so we actually hung him out to dry, which is not his fault. Hey, Bernard.
Yes.
The past players, talk to us about this, because I reckon this is one of the great stories around this grand final. Melbourne, boys, you know this, Bill, I know we've spoken about it on the Rush Hour. Balls Grinter does a magnificent job of galvanising this group. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable. And you don't think much of it. We're all in a lot of WhatsApp groups, and sometimes the notifications can get a bit much for you. You think, oh, geez, how many notifications you got? That group there has every past player in it. I think there's about 200 people in this group, and you think, and they only post things that they want. It's been very busy this week, but it's about what this day means to people, and people have just if they feel like writing something, they write something. There's a lot of people that just read and watch, and I'll tell you what, it's inspirational. As you said, Balls Grinter, David Neitz posting there, the whole lot that going back a long time, and it just makes you feel, it galvanises you as a footy club, as a past players playing group. I don't get that at Adelaide. We don't have anything like that.
Yep.
I don't think many past players at footy clubs have this, and it just makes you feel part of it. And they do just as little as, if there's a game anywhere. forget about COVID. If there's a game, say in Brisbane, anyone in Brisbane today, we're meeting at this pub at this time. Get there. If you're here, get there. You know, that's what it's like. Get there.
Right.
If you need a good excuse if you can't make it. That's balls. That's balls for you.
But he also, as I understand it, in that situation, Bill, if you're a Brisbane, based Melbourne player, they'll get you tickets. You all sit together. Like, it's a brilliant thing they do.
It's just a little message they put out. Meet at this pub. We're going there first. Have feed. Go over to the Gabba. We'll watch the boys play. If you need a ticket, let me know. If you get there, I can give you a lift. I'm coming from here. All that sort of stuff. And all of a sudden, it goes from 3 or 4 blokes that were going to catch up to 20 to 30, sometimes 40 blokes. And then that just gives that great football club feel. And I think that's been very, very important this week, giving that a lot of Melbourne people can't be over here in Perth to watch it.
We ran into them in a game in Darwin, Richo and myself, about 3 years ago.
This is good.
Anyway, and by the time the game started, Balls was there, but there were about 15 or 20 others. And we looked at him, Duck.
Balls Grinner, Rod. We'll call him Rod.
Dead set, Duck. These blokes' eyes were hanging out. And I looked at him. I said, "What have you lot been up to?" Yeah. And they said, "Listen, we told the girls that we were up here fundraising for the club." We're battling a bit. He said, "We've been fishing, we've been drinking piss, we've been playing poker. I have not raised 1 cent."
Bernie, who is in that? Who is in the group? So we got Balls Grinner. Who else are the big mainstays?
200 of them, Bill. You want
Do you want me to run you through the whole lot?
No, just the leaders.
Nita.
Right.
He'd definitely be in it.
David Neitz posts a lot, but I can go through a few of them. Nita, Clint Bizzle, Andrew Leoncelli, Brad Miller.
Yeah.
Who else here? Well, I could go. Do you want me to keep going?
Stephen Tingay,
Stephen Tingay,
Chopper
Gary the Bull Baker.
Big Strawberries
Oh, big
O'Dwyer.
Straubs O'Dwyer. Now, some of his stories we can't tell, but I love going to past players' catch-ups and hearing the true story about some of the things he got up to.
He is the Premiership Cup.
Yeah, well, what about his speech when they played overseas? all the girls get back to wherever they're going.
I don't think
that's
so,
not for me.
Strawberries.
It's not for me.
Hey, now,
I've got a
boys, can
girlfriend.
you
Yes.
please paint the picture, right? We're in Melbourne. It's 12 degrees right now, and don't know why Hose is wearing a dress, to be honest. But what is it like over there? We're about 7 hours away. 7 hours and 2 minutes to be exact. Paint
Bill,
the picture.
it actually has been incredible. And I know that's hard to even relay that back to people in Melbourne. The whole city has embraced it. There is a genuine sense of privilege and being grateful for the game, and that's built up, Bernie, hasn't it? Even since in the short time you've been here. And look, this morning, Bill, even already people are out and about. They're queuing up at the Campfield, which is the big establishment across the way from the Optus Stadium, but at 8 o'clock opening, and there was a queue around the corner, back over the footbridge. So they've absolutely taken to it. It's a very special feeling inside this town.
They've embraced it, haven't they? There's footy colours, the team, not just the Bulldogs of Melbourne. Mind you, a lot of Melbourne support colours over here.
By far
It's
outweighing
huge,
the Dogs.
isn't it?
They
Even on
gave
the
out
buses.
15,000 pieces of merchandise at the game in the preliminary final.
The Geelong
People
game,
obviously embraced that. Yeah, the Geelong game. And then obviously Max Gawn then turned it on. And he's become Nat Fyfe in Perth this week, the way he's being received and accepted. Yesterday when Bailey Smith trained at the open training session, it was a Justin Bieber concert, Bill. No, seriously, girls, guys, women, man, they're just losing it at the sight of him. And I'm serious, Jim. He has had an impact on this town like very few people can have when they fly in. So, yeah,
what about the front page of the Herald Sun over here today, right? So it's Bailey Smith on the front with Maxi Gawn, and it's got the caption West Side Glory, as in West Side's story, which is Beauty and the Beast.
He nearly cooked that.
He did.
It's
Sure
Beauty
where
and
you
the
were going
Beast.
with that, Fat.
Beauty and the Beast. It is good. We got nothing over here. We wouldn't know there's a grand final on, is there, Duck?
No.
It's because there's...
Now, I tell you, Basil's idea, Damo, that you and Basil hatched when you were probably rooming together, about everyone clapping at the 20-minute mark, 21-second mark.
Come on,
Fair to say that the reception has been shit.
Yeah. Look, what I will say, and it's not for me to defend it, but it would have come from a good place with Basil, Bill. And I mean that seriously, because there is a feeling of pain on behalf of what's going on in Melbourne with the people in Perth. They talk about it regularly, but obviously they haven't probably reflected with that idea, maybe the best way to illustrate it. But it would have come, as he said last night, Bill, when we got him on our show, it was done with purity.
This is the Saturday Rub. You've got Bill and Duck, of course, assembled in Melbourne. Bernard's here. He's just breezed in from Adelaide. Look at him.
Yes, just slotted in
Jeepers
beautifully.
creepers. You can travel easily between Perth and Adelaide, which is a distant memory for Melburnians. They can't travel easily anywhere.
No, there's a lot of Adelaide people flew in yesterday.
There
Ben.
is.
A heap.
A lot of people coming in. Neutral supporters too, just coming over because the grand final's on.
A lot of Goody supporters from Adelaide, I would have thought.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
right behind him. A lot of Goodies mates last night. Sprigger, punters, all the crew. Fitzy.
Sprigger and
Fitzy on the...
They
we had
might get
Fitzy
to the
on-
game.
Yeah, Sprigger. Well, he's got little Sam here, so he's got to have some sort of control.
The great Rupert Rashudo.
No, he's not.
No, he's not rolling in. Not enough
Really?
cash,
Oh.
apparently.
No.
Yeah, could only get him sort of a 12, 15K spend. Wasn't enough for Big Rupert.
No way. I thought he was a certainty.
No, he's not. No.
Well, he's
No,
got
yeah,
to
let's get
hire
some-
a minibus if he goes anywhere with the amount of kids.
kids.
he's got.
He's got
I
12.
thought he might leave the kids in Adelaide. and
A
head
people
over for a
mover.
couple of
Hey,
days.
just see what Goody did on Thursday when he just went for a drive on his own, had a bit of a sunbake, and then walked up to the local pub and bought a pot and a Palmer.
He would have just want to look nice browny tinge when the camera goes on him. That's
Nice. You
Very
Duck. Hey, what happened 20 Ducks taught him that? What happened 25 years ago today? Because you're just telling me, and you said,
What?
make sure when we're on air, just bring it up.
What are you talking about?
25 years
Was it
ago.
25 years today that I held the cup up?
That's what you text me,
It
Duck.
actually was. Actually,
Should
you're
ask
right,
me
Bill.
about it.
Oh,
25 years today.
all right. How'd you go?
24, 9 marks.
Norm Smith?
Stiff.
Actually, I'm going to have a look.
I think
Oi.
if
Plugger kicked 6, Bill.
What year was that? 25
96, 96, Bill.
Righto. I'm
It was a
having a
good.
look.
The year after you lost your 4th.
Yes.
Shut up, Damien, you four-eyed freak.
Duck, I had the great privilege of being there that day just as a punter in the crowd, and then I got that excited. I went out on the P1SS afterwards.
Oh, Jim, two.
Standing next to the great Ross Glendenning, I lost my voice, so I couldn't speak. And he looked at me after about 3 minutes and said, "Listen, it's been nice talking to you, but I don't want to do it anymore.
We're done here. We're done.
Just left me on my own."
I don't think it was only because of your voice, Jim.
No, I think that was a blessing for him. He was able to just extricate
One of the
himself.
greats.
I think
That happens to me every year.
Lose your voice.
Well, no, just people just walk off. They had enough of me.
Smugness it was. Now, North Melbourne 131 defeated Sydney 88. Best for North Melbourne, Archer, McKernan,
Freeborn.
Stevens, Swass, Rock, Freeborn,
Oh,
Carey.
so
Is that-
7.
Is that what it says? You're a liar. He's lying. Where is
Anger in
Yeah,
Duck's
his
eyes.
eyes narrowed even more than they already are narrow, Bill.
where
Archer, McKernan, Carey.
is that what it says?
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty even performance actually, Bill. That's why we won it.
Corey was very good, Bill.
In
He kicked some
both.
crucial
I tell you,
goals.
it was
What
good.
about the
Winning
goal?
games.
Anthony
Finals
Rock
he
was
was
good. Anthony Rock got knocked out in the first minute and recovered.
That's
Paul
what
Kelly,
he needed.
Paul Kelly knocked him out.
Over the top to the MCG. Freeborn kicked 3 and Crocker 3.
Freeborn's 3 came in about a 10-minute patch in the second quarter when they,
They
were
all
down.
came off my hands too.
When you dropped,
dropped
the
them?
mark.
No, when I took it and just fed it off to him.
Oh, nice. Oh, look at him. He just does the turn away.
Yeah, look at him.
Who'd you play on?
Hey, Dunkley, who's playing today. His son's playing.
Well, he's not playing, but yeah, he's.
Well, his son. I said his son,
Josh.
Bill.
Hey, Duck, before we get off that game, what I do remember, speaking of Paul Kelly, is him streaming out of the middle and
Yes.
Plugger was wide open
Yeah,
just
and he
missed
missed
him.
him.
Yes.
If he'd hit him, it
Swans
was
were 21 up
30
at that stage,
yeah,
Jim.
it was 30 points.
It would have gone to 27.
It
Had he,
was-
and he missed him by a fair bit, didn't he?
he did.
Hit him.
No, it actually just fell at his
21 up.
feet. Just
21 up.
missed him.
Hey, Duck, they were more than 21 points
21
up, I
points
reckon.
up.
They got out to about 30 nearly.
Won't stand.
realise that.
But
It was
anyway,
at least 21.
it
Yep.
was a great day for the Kangaroos, and probably about time we had another one. Now, let's get on to news, Purple, and I want to talk to you about what happens if there's a draw today, because I still don't think, a bit like the rushing are behind,
Yep.
I still don't think even the players know what happens if there's a draw.
I'd be staggered if they did, and you have to read it at this day every year when the AFL releases it, because they once upon a time had 3 different scenarios for drawn matches in home and away, finals, and then the grand final. So this is what happens today if there is a draw. There is going to be a 6-minute break. So 6 minutes break, then 2 times 3-minute halves plus time on, win that, will then determine the game of footy.
What happens if there's still a draw
Yep.
after that?
I'll just quickly read what does happen by way of process. Goal umpires confirm that the scores are the same. There's a
Thank you,
6-minute
Damon.
break. Teams change ends, Bill. Teams change ends. 3 minutes of additional time plus time on. At the end of the first additional time period, the siren will sound. Teams will immediately change ends without a break. The ball will be bounced or thrown up in the centre, and a further 3 minutes of play plus time on commence. At the conclusion of that period, the siren will sound and the team with the highest score is declared the winner. If scores are still tied, Bill,
Shut up.
we go back to the 3 minutes again.
Oh, 3 more.
Three more each
Well,
way.
there you go.
Yep.
That's amazing. Hey, Bill,
Yeah.
what's going on at Geelong, please? People are leaving left, right and centre. Coaches, players.
Well, just
What's happening?
some assistant coaches have moved on, which is good. I think Corey Enright wanted to go to another
Favourite
club.
sons, though. Favourite.
Yeah,
Wanted to
these
go
are
to
big
another
names.
club,
Big,
which is
big
good.
Geelong Dames, Bill.
Matty Knights went. He got a nice 3-year deal, and Matty Scarlett's just had enough.
So
And
is he
he's-
going to coach anywhere, those?
No,
Scarlo?
he'll just go and stay home for a year.
Really,
Not do
really?
anything. No coaching.
Will he really?
Yeah, he will. You know, Scarlo, that's what he said.
Yeah.
He will do that. So, yeah.
Well, is there more we need to read into this? Or is this Stephen
Exiting.
Hawking
Yes.
wandering down and going, right, it ain't staying the way
He
it
hasn't
was?
started yet,
Oh,
Jim.
Bill, he has started.
He hasn't.
Come
So,
on.
but I also, obviously, something going on there a little bit, I reckon, with the coaching ranks. So they've all had a chat and they've moved on. But what is the
Will
story?
Chris Scott be there in 2022, Bill?
Oh,
He's
there's the
contracted.
question.
He's contracted for one more year. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
No, well, I assume he'll be there for that year. Yes.
That wasn't
Should
the
he
question.
be?
Will
Should
he
he
be?
be?
Assume.
I assume he'll be there for that year. That's what I'm assuming. You can't have all the assistants leave and then the senior coach leave. I wouldn't have thought.
Why
That
not?
wouldn't make sense, would it?
Yeah.
How,
Why would
Bernie?
he- Bill, why would
why
the
have they-
senior coach leave? You just got to a prelim. You got to a grand final the year before.
Did
You've
I
been in
s-
prelim every year
Yes.
since Duck was playing. Why would he leave?
I didn't say that. I said that he won't leave because all the assistant coaches are left. So he's there for the year.
Coaches need the backing not just of their board and the administration, Bill, but the key power brokers around their respective clubs.
So
You are one of those people at Geelong.
I'm not a
Does
power
he have your full backing and support to go into 2022?
Yes, he does.
You sure about that?
Yes, he does, Damien. Yes.
I would hope so.
And then,
just on
It's a big clean out, though,
and
of your coaching ranks.
I know, which is fine. No, there's been no change there for 10 years, Duck. I'm happy with a new face, new voices down there. They got to keep Nigel Lappin, which they put a big, nice.
Because Vossi wants him to take him
Yes,
to Carlton,
but,
and I reckon that could still be in play.
But the Cats have given him a nice contract, I think you'll find down there, to keep him there, of course. So they'll keep him there. They'll get some new faces in. I don't mind that. I think they need a bit of a change up down there. There's no doubt about that. What's Jordan Clark? What's the latest there, Damo? Because they've got to keep him, I think.
It's a conversation that happens now. He's only been in the system 3 seasons. It's happened 2 of those 3 seasons he's
has.
been in the system. That the talk is you'll go back to WA from where he came, and that is now very strong. That request will come through at some stage officially. The trade period, as you know, Bill, starts. It starts now, but officially, I think it's late next week or the Monday after. So,
trade radio.
I expect that to be part of what goes on there.
Trade radio, you're an idiot.
Well, Damo loves that. He gets up there at 7 a.m. and stuff. Oh, this could happen, that could happen, nothing happens.
High rating trade radio, Bill.
Fair dinkum,
Michael
Damo.
Voss.
Won't be listening to you next week.
Lands at the Blues.
Yeah, he does, Jim. It moved pretty quickly in the end once they got that 6-man, which became 5-man when they sacked one of the 6-men or 6-person on it, in Kane Little, the CEO. But Diesel, Williams and Brad Lloyd went through the process pretty quickly.
Well, the cynical part of me says they tried to get 4 people and they all said no.
Yeah.
Fifth choice.
So then it was a 5th choice, and that's why it happened quickly.
It's pretty much how it did play out. And if you want to sort of go down the rung a little bit, Daniel G. and Syracuse interviewed really well, as did Adam Kingsley, as did Adam Uze. But of that group that was interviewed and put through the process, Michael Voss came out on top. Look, personally, I reckon it's a great call. Michael Voss, there's not many people that are better than him, I think, as people in footy. Now, it didn't work, Bill, and Dark and Burn in the first go for him. Obviously, the 5 years he had at the Lions, 2009 to 2013. But he did make finals in one of those years. He nearly made
First
finals
year,
in the
wasn't it?
last year. Yeah, nearly made finals in the last year when he was sacked. But yeah, gets the second chance, which is rare in footy.
All right, we need to get to a break because the great Dennis Cometti is going to join us next. He calls his last game. Bill, get all of your impressions of Dennis out now before he comes on, and don't embarrass him.
Okay, Jim, I'll be doing that.
When are they going to start,
Is
Bill?
that it?
Oh,
Is that it?
Is that Ramsey Warren?
Is that it?
You idiot.
Ramsey
I
Warren.
can do all these different
Wrap it up, Bill.
Go again, Bill.
Give us
Give us
another
another
one,
one.
How does he sound, Dennis?
Go to a
Centimetre
break. Yeah.
No, the centimetre
Chalk in
perfect.
the ocean.
Went in obstacle and come out optimistical.
Hard Yakka McDonald's and Remont Water. Triple M rocks the grand final. All right, straighten up, Fat. We got broadcasting royalty joining us now, so I don't want any more of your buggerising around.
Like a cock in the ocean now.
Wayne Carey's here, as is Bernie Vince, of course, and Damien Barrett gearing up for the grand final in Perth between Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs. And this is the doyen, boys. This is the best caller the game's ever seen, and he is tapping out today. His final call will be the grand final, and what a way to go out in his home state. Dennis Cometti joins us now. Comet, welcome to you.
Yeah, good morning. What's the limit for goodbye games?
Well, James Hird had a pretty good go at it back in the day.
Johnny Farner.
But what? Tell
Well,
us
I'm
your
on
thinking.
a roll.
This is did you ever think you'd see a grand final played in your home state?
No, I didn't, and not between these two sides if there was one. You think of the powerhouses, don't you? Melbourne were a powerhouse, but at the same time, it's a very exciting time for Melbourne, and not so much for Melbourne, actually. I'm sorry, I take that back for Perth. When I think of the grand final, when I think of the grand final, it is Melbourne. So I know you're doing it tough over there, but it should be something to make Melbourne people proud.
Den, is there still a soft spot from you for the Bulldogs, the club at which you trained and developed great associations with, inclusive of the great E.J. Whitten?
Well, there's a picture behind me. I sort of barracked for Melbourne as a kid, and then I went to Footscray for an attempt to play league football over there. This painting behind me has got Barassi, Bob Spargo, who was my first coach. It's a big painting. Bluey Adams, Bob Johnson, John Schultz, and Ted Whitten. Behind them is John Gillard. So it's a fantastic painting. I've had it for many years. The AFL have got a copy of it, actually. So they were my two teams. Growing up, it was Melbourne. My dad went over there and watched them play when they were at the height of their powers and came back with a Melbourne jumper. And then Footscray sort of had the bad luck to try and recruit me. I think I played about 4 or 5 reserves games for them. But I enjoyed it there. Terrific place. Love those guys, and they had a really good team at the time too. So I couldn't understand why they were mediocre, but that's a story for another day.
Dennis, Bernie Vince here, mate. Congratulations
Hello,
on a great calling career. I want to take you back to when I was drafted, which was 2005. Now, you wrote me a letter asking me a few questions about, where I grew up and what I did and what the sports I played. Is that something you did to every player? And, geez, you must write a few letters, handwritten as well.
Only the high draft picks, but anyway.
I was going to say, that's a lot of letters over the time.
I picked a few bad ones too.
I see you didn't send me one. I didn't get a letter, Dennis.
I never got one either, Den.
Oh, well, your career was going so well, you didn't need a letter. You would have been getting some from Hollywood, Duck. Don't, come on.
Yeah. And what about me?
Sentence Bill, he was talking about Wayne.
What has been your best call, Dennis? That, like with these cock in the ocean, all that stuff. What have you sit back and just have a little smoke the cigar over?
No, well, I remember, well, the games help you. I mean, it's not down to you. It's down to the games, really. I think that grand final between Hawthorn and Geelong was just terrific. I remember that when Ablett got the 9.
Yeah.
That brought the best out of everybody, including the players. That was just a sensational grand final. So, and the night actually Duck played against North Melbourne for Adelaide. That was a pretty fiery night too. And I remember that. Again, I was on edge, but that does help you. I think, sometimes you go to the game, it's a matter of fact. If you're doing 2 or 3 over the weekend, as Jim can tell you, it's a bit of a trial and you sort of do them, but don't remember them for long. But a few stick in your mind, and there are 2 that do. I thought they were both tremendous games.
Then obviously we're talking about football at the moment, but obviously an Olympic year this year. Best call in regards to the games?
Yeah, well, I did swimming, and my only qualification was I had a pool in the backyard. So as a result, I was learning it on the job a little bit. But yeah, it was terrific. I really got a buzz out of a couple of those events, particularly Kieran Perkins. I mean, he was gone in Atlanta, couldn't win from lane 8, so that was a beauty. Yep. And a couple of other ones as good, I thought. It's pretty easy. I mean, they're swimming in lanes, and they got ropes around them, so they can't go anywhere. I wish they would do that in football.
Dan, seeing your razor swimming in that Perkins era, can you just give us one more Van den Hoogen band as you go?
Oh, Damien.
Well, I can't. This has made me nervous now. The wife will come up and slam the door shut. Ben and Hook and Band. There she comes.
I love it, Dan. And, of course, that brought out the rarest kind of gold, which was my favourite part of that call.
Yeah.
But I'll take you back to the cork in the ocean, Dan. Has it become a bit of a noose around your neck? Every time I ever see you, blokes from out of buses, out of cabs, lean their head out and go, Dennis Cometti, like a cork in the ocean. Does it drive you mad?
Well, it's a bit samey. It's not something I thought was smart. It was just what came to me at the moment. But I'd heard that expression growing up as a boy, hundreds of times, like a cork in the ocean. So there was nothing special there that I thought about. But, people do that. And it's quite strange what people latch onto.
Centimetre perfect as well, another one.
Yeah, well, that's another one. And that's an interesting one because it is funny. Walking the streets of Melbourne or Perth or Adelaide, for that matter, not as much, but when you're walking along and you've got your wife with you and a guy goes past and he sort of shouts out centimetre perfect. I wait. No, hang on a second. I haven't finished yet. I wait for my wife to step up and give them a thumbs up, and she never does.
That was, I think you said, Dennis, when you were acclaiming one of your many, many acknowledgements for your work, that was an abridged from a previous saying too, which may have had something to do before the metric system.
I just took that from inches to centimetres or whatever the translation was. That took me, I reckon, all of about 2 minutes, but it's lasted a long time. I've got to give it sort of durability if nothing else.
And Dan, what can we expect today in your last game? Big grand final in your home state. Can we expect you to rip out all those one-liners, or have you got a few plans, or have you got some new ones? What can we expect?
No. Yeah, well, you're trying to get me in that sort of mode before I go to the ground. It's all spontaneous, Bernie. I'll pick up all these papers I've got lying on the floor, take them with me, and read what I've sort of come up with, and rehearse them before the game, and then drop them in if I can. But no, it's all spontaneous.
Hey, Dan, 40 years. Can you believe it? I bet you, like us all, it's gone by in the blink of an eye, but that is a long time to be doing this job as well as you have.
Well, it is a long time, isn't it? Actually, when I was at the ABC, they wanted me as a cricket commentator. They didn't see the footy as important. That's how I came to coach West Perth over here. I've been very lucky in a number of situations. So I look back on it and think, my first call of a game, I'll just bore you with this for a moment, was an interstate game, Victoria and WA in Perth. That's where I started. So I started at the top, and it's all been downhill since.
And, of course, your beloved West Perth just had a number done on them by Claremont on the weekend, Dan, sucked in.
I think we've been talking for too long anyway. So
Gotta go.
So what does the day hold as we let you go? I know you're going to be doing the Triple M call. Have you got stuff to do prior to that, or are you just getting into the box and preparing?
Cashies.
Well, I think I'll go to the box, but I think there's a bit going on in the box before we start. So Triple M like their pound of flesh, don't they?
They do, and you're going into the Dennis Cometti Media Centre, so it's named after yourself.
Yeah, I am. I don't go down that end very often because I find it awkward. So I stay away down the other end. But all you guys have a good day too, whatever you're doing, and I hope it works well for you, and look forward to seeing you all in the future.
You're a blue blood,
done.
Dennis.
Yep.
You've been at the top of this game for as long as any of us can remember. Well done. Enjoy today.
Good on you guys. Thanks, JB.
Star Dennis Cometti. What a legend. The voice of the game. You don't say that very often, do you? Rabs, as you know, Fat, because you butcher it every time. Rabs Warren with the NRL, Richie Benno, of course, with cricket. There are very few that end up being the voice of a game.
Yeah, and never wasn't polarising, was he? Everyone just loved him.
No.
At the peak of his powers, and now on the farewell tour, which he does concede has gone on for a bit. But that's the beauty of it. People want him to still hang around, and I still reckon he's got another game in him, Jim.
Another year. What about the oldies? Remember this. I don't know if we get too many oldies, do we, hosts? Listening?
Of course, every
Probably
demographic.
Every righto. But 3KZ is football, Damo. He was on 3KZ, wasn't he?
Yeah, and when he did accept those media awards relatively recently, the highest ones in the media for the Hall of Fame, he referenced how he was a disc jockey over here in Perth when the Rolling Stones were first big. So I mean, he made his name as a broadcaster before he made his bigger name as a
in his
football
leather pants,
broadcaster.
even.
Oh, yeah.
Did he?
Oh, yeah. Proper
Wow.
DJ.
He used to coach West Perth. I was growing up as a boy when he was coach at West Perth, and he used to coach it in a flared suit.
Did he?
So full suit with the flared pants.
Barassi style.
Oh, yeah, and the winkle picker shoes. He'd walk out there, then. It was just
Amazing.
hilarious.
Hair flowing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The rig he used to roll with was brilliant. We are just about to get to the final of Nuff Nuff for 2021, but I'm looking at the screens from over here in Perth, and Duck hasn't he, Christoph? Have a go at him. Suddenly he's got he's about to do, of course, some great work on the Seven Network, but jeepers creepers.
He's undone that button and done it up 4
Scrub
times.
up all right,
And he
don't I?
nods every time he sees himself. Just nods.
I've never seen a more happier bloke. Oh
my God.
Have a look at you.
Well,
He looks happy.
We haven't had a chance to get dressed up, Bill. So when you put a jacket and a shirt on, I just feel good. I feel like I'm going to the races or something.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm
Where you
not.
got to go?
Well, we going to 7 because we go live on air at 2:00, Bill.
Righto.
So I'm leaving. I might have to leave during the quiz, actually.
So you're going to do the early stuff, and then they say, righto, Duck,
pass
get out
it
of
on
here.
to
We'll
the-
get the big
yeah,
boys in.
Yeah.
So
I tell you what I
you're the
found.
feeder pony.
I'm
Tell you what
the
I've
fluffer
found,
pony.
Doug.
Feeder.
Feeder pony.
Feeder.
Over 20 years of working with Bill Duck, I've found he's very good for that. You feel good about your own appearance when you're around him. And clearly that's rubbed off on you now. Now hit it, please, Hose.
All year, Bernie Vince has been on the search for one thing.
Complete Nuff behaviour.
And today, on the greatest day in footy, he will unveil the Nuff of all Nuffs.
Move over, Brownlow. Move over, All Australian. This is the biggest award you can win.
On the Saturday Rub, this is the Nuff of the Year Awards.
I told you, homeboy.
That's what you call a Nuff Nuff.
Yeah, that's how we living, and you know.
Like a nuff nut.
Break it down.
I don't know about you boys, but I get the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. I've got the tingles. This is big. It's been big all year. I've got a few categories just to run you through a few special mentions and a winner of each category they'll put up. And then we've got the big prelim. I've got to announce the results and then the big final. I tell you, it's a close count. Over 10,000 votes too.
Wow. That's
over
amazing.
the 3 days of finals. And well, I need to take you back. And this is dropping the magic category. I need to take you back, you boys back, Hose, to 2016 grand final, the last one the Bulldogs are in. And the great BT, well, he dropped this.
Buddy tackle by Morris. Dropping the ball. Boyd took the advantage and played on from inside the centre square. Boyd's kicked a goal. Boyd's kicked a goal from inside the centre. From inside the centre square. He's dropped the magic.
I thought he was going to blow up BT at one stage.
I was sitting next to him and I looked at him and said, did he just say that? I couldn't believe it.
Well, we beeped it out, but this is rare. This bit of audio is rare. It's never heard before, only live. I want to take you back to the 1998 grand final. Duck was
Duck was in it,
playing.
was, yeah.
Adelaide won. But this was brought to my attention only this week that he may have dropped it before, boys. This is rare. No one's heard it.
21 goals in 1998. Mark Rashudo, 55 metres out, city end. Plenty of right to left in that. In fact, too much left.
Come on,
Has
Brian.
anyone ever heard that?
No.
Got sent that this week, and I thought, hey, why hasn't that ever came up?
Historic
BT.
Nuff.
Well, what's he going to get up to today, Jim? You better
Respect.
calm him
No, I gotta
down.
calm him down.
Calm him right
No,
down.
exactly.
They're boring when they do 7. They're
is-
boring.
yeah, they do. They
bore
drop
right
off.
down on
Well,
7.
that's
Even
it.
Jim becomes boring. So.
Respect.
Jeez, he's a proven performer on grand final day. That's twice. You never know. Also, a special mention to Anthony Hudson. You be the judge of what he says.
112 kilos. Thud.
Thump.
Big blow.
Thud.
He swears it's thud. He swear it's not though. I've dissected that. I've cut it down letter by letter. But the winner of this section this year, and he was a late stormer, came home with a wet sail. It was Tony Armstrong talking about Tim Payne's back injury. This is how that went.
Australian skipper Tim Payne is set to undergo neck surgery, but medical staff remain confident that the veteran will be fit for the Ashes. Payne has a bulging dick.
Whoa.
What did he meant to say there, Bill?
Bulging.
Disc.
Disc, yes.
Disc.
I saw disc. And so that's
Or
the winner
dick,
of
I
dropping
don't
the magic. Now we move on to what's your name again? Oh, geez, I had to cut this down. There's a lot that we got wrong here. Special mention to Duck, though, in the quiz when he was Well, he just kept saying his own name. We're used to
I
that.
think I know, but we'll go Duck just in case.
Oh, Montgomery.
Montgomery.
Well, it's
Montgomery.
Duck. Duck. Harvey.
Duck. You
Oh, sorry, not Duck.
That is just a man that's used to saying his own name a lot in the third person.
Who's cheated every single day this quiz has been on, and clearly when it was relayed to him, you heard Duck and not Tuck.
Any response, Duck, or you're just going to move on?
Well, Tuck is similar to Duck, so
You never say your actually own name, though, when you get a name wrong. But anyway, Duck, you do prove us wrong a lot. Also, special mention to BT again.
Now, Fritz, Ash hasn't been great tonight. You and Ethan.
He had his struggles. Poor Ethan. He copped it this year, didn't he? Does everyone know his name now? Surely we've put him on the map. I think everyone, Das, Nate Brown, everyone. But the winner this year of What's Your Name Again, well, he is a Brownlow medalist, and this man's playing today. He couldn't quite get him out. He tried to put Bailey Dale on the map.
And here's one bloke that's getting no attention whatsoever. Daily Bale.
Dale Bailey.
Three goals. The attention was so low that he sort of didn't even know his name, but he did put him on the map. And, well, Jared Healy, you're the winner of What's Your Name Again this year?
Bale Daly.
Bale Daly. And then he had
Dale
that.
Bailey.
The awkward bit was the pause when he goes, shit, what is his name?
And we've all been there.
Yes, all been there. And next category, that's not how you say it. Special mention again to Duck. He's trying to say something. There was glass, there was houses, there was bricks, there was rocks, and, well, this is how it went.
I think if you live in a glass house, don't throw glass bricks.
Look at Duck.
That's my favourite Duck.
Right,
Have you ever seen a glass brick?
Come on, Duck.
Yeah.
Actually, you
But
are
the
a
winner.
nut.
You are the winner.
You are a nut.
He's actually cracked it.
Well, you might win it today. You're the favourite.
He was.
I thought you were actually quite good at this show, but you are.
He was laughing before Doug. I think he's just turned a little bit.
has.
I'm going to move on.
I'll leave him out
We
from
put
the
a
rest.
line through the next couple because he mentioned again. But the winner of That's Not How You Say It has to go to Jay Clark this year with the injury update on Christian Salem.
Yeah.
Christian Salem had some groin applied to his ice.
What is going on there?
Come
on, Jay-Z.
Stuff that up, Bill.
I don't know how you get
happens.
that wrong, but yeah, Bill would know how that happens.
Yeah, true.
Next category,
on the ice.
capitulations. I've called this. Now, this was a full category. I've had to cut down a few special mentions, but I have to go with Dicko first when he, his voice just let him go.
Puts a little dent in their Final Fours, prospectus, interceptions, prospectus, constantist. And he just lands a big bomb here to finish it off.
I like how he stuck with it. He's like, very good. And how can we leave this man out? Oh, it's your man, Jim.
Yes.
Bluey, trying to do a live read.
Oh, no.
Nice work, Burn. Spend over $500 and get $100 off your first order. Yeah.
Come on,
Just use promo code.
Listen to everyone going nuts.
What is
that? He's a prelim man. He's in the prelim. I'll get to him in a minute. Nath Brown, well, he's had his issues this year too. He's trying to say another grand finalist today, Bailey Williams. This is how it came out.
Shovel towards Perkins at half forward. Bailey Williams.
But that gets to our winner now. And, well, he has featured in the special mentions already, but he's trying to sign off a show here or a game. And I'm not sure what happened, but I'm more concerned about him than I don't think I could even laugh anymore at this.
Do everybody help us out? Put this to get out to the end of the ice. I'm going to finish off with something. Triple M Rocks Footy.
He malfunctioned there, Boo.
What actually happened there?
He lost the chip.
The chip fell out.
The chip just fell out. And he hasn't replaced it.
No, and I like it right at the end. It's Triple M Rocks Footy. You got that out right.
With that stupid smile in his voice.
He actually thought that he may have got away with that, so he tried to finish it off. But that gets to our prelim finalists.
We're only here now.
Prelim finalists. It's the great BT versus Nathan Brown.
Yes.
And Bill Brownless versus Greg Blewett.
Oh.
And well,
Greg Blewett.
Head to Greg Blewett for Bob James Seamarts.
Got nothing for you, mate.
Get $100 off your first order. Yeah.
Bill of health. Clean bill of health for both teams down here, guys.
Brian Taylor.
Ewan Meldrum, of course, with the Red Z lending stats. Ewan, what have you got for us tonight?
That's Ethan Meldrum beats it.
Hammers it up the middle to Jason Johnson.
Ash, what is the one thing that you get a thrill off, in your pants?
Billy Brownless.
Yes.
Arbitrajan. Hey, Lockie, is Mum and Dad still listening to the Rush Hour?
Marbio Choi. What Marbio? Performance, Tim.
Shuffle towards Perkins at half forward. Bailey Williams. This has been a destroyation. Of course, I got Heath Meldrum here. So everybody helped us out, put this together. At the end of the art. Triple M Rocks Footy.
all right. Prelim final results: BT versus Nathan Brown. BT. 60% of the votes. We're talking over 10,000 votes too here. So Nathan Brown eliminated. Somehow eliminated. A powerhouse.
Yeah, that's
we
an
all
upset.
thought would be a grand final.
Me too.
And,
that's like Carlton beating Essendon in 99.
Very similar. And we move on to the other prelim. And this was an actual whitewash. I couldn't believe these results.
Fair enough.
Greg Blewett versus Bill Brownless. Talking of upsets, we got Greg Blewett on 28%. Bill, 72%. You're in the final.
Sucked in.
Bill.
Wow, they're the two upsets.
But we all know how Bill goes when he gets to grand finals. Anyway,
I got nothing for you.
We have got the final.
Come on.
Bill versus BT. This is the closest vote ever in history. On 49% and runner-up in the Nuff of the Year award.
Again?
BT! That's one on 51%.
Grand final day
Oh my God, he's won one.
I've won something.
The first bit of silverware that's headed his way on this big day. Bill, anything to say?
I'm just so happy, proud. I just can't believe it. It's taken a long time. I've worked hard on this.
Who do you want to thank, Bill?
Mum and Dad for having me.
Jim for working with you.
Jim the flog. But you got to be careful because I could have something actually wrong with me.
No, you do. You actually have got
No,
something
you have for a long time.
And it's not just one thing, Bill.
Yep.
There's a few. And if we've forgotten how Bill went today, I think we've just put something together for you, Bill.
Good.
And let's reflect.
They could say the greatest speech on a small step for man and great step for man. They did kick inaccurate. That's what let them down a lot.
Even Lee. Had to put a Lee on the end of
Well
it.
said, Bill. They kicked inaccurate.
Inaccurately.
No, I don't think you need the Lee.
You do, Bill.
Missing 10.
Yes.
Arbitrajan. Hey, Lockie, is Mum and Dad still listening to the Rush Hour?
Marbio Choi.
I beg your pardon?
What Marbio? Performance, Tim.
Are we supposed to ring for your quiz, Bill?
Yeah, 1300.
13353.
In 1998, Kevin Sheedy labelled North Melbourne executives Greg Miller and Mark Dawson as what? Mitch?
Famous.
Oh, yeah.
Marshmallow.
No, it's pretty famous, this one, isn't it?
He's already said it.
He said marshmallows.
He said marshmallows.
I thought he said good fellows.
It's all an act. I hope you know it's all an act out there.
Well done, Fat.
Yeah, well done, Bill.
Well done.
You finally won something, Bill, after all of these years.
Trophy coming your way. In fact, I was going to call the award after the inaugural winner, the Bill Brownless Award.
That's it.
Does
Now
Damo
on, so
get
well
a
done.
participation award as well?
A little ribbon.
He'll get a ribbon. I ran in a race, it'll say.
Hold up his little grey ribbon or whatever it is.
Duck, you know what you get for that? You get a glass brick.
Return fire.
I love it. We are going to a break. What I love about any time Bill stuffs up on this show is the complete disdain Hose gives him. Just looks at him like, what is that? What person are you?
Get checked.
All right, this doesn't happen a lot, but every now and then I get a big name in football contact me and say, Jim, I need a piece. I need to be on. I need a piece. There's something that's happened on the Saturday Rub that I need to respond to. So before we get this superstar of the game involved in this show, I'm just going to play you a little bit of audio.
I know why they've given him the cup, JB, because and this is actual fact. If you ask all the players of 92 and 94,
Run us that Joe
they
Fraser
reckon
thing
that
again.
Jacko, they could not get the cup out of his hands. He was a cup hogger. He was a cup hogger on the victory lap. Oh, sorry, Bill, you were weeping at this stage. But Jacko was a cup hogger running around the ground, wouldn't let anyone else. You got Matera, who's won the Norm Smith, and Jacko's running around. Big Macintosh, flexing his muscles. And that's what it's been like with the cup.
So this drifted over to the west.
Oh, did it?
And there's no bigger name in football in this state. And he said, Jim, get me on.
Oh, he's coming on.
We are getting the two-time premiership superstar of the West Coast Eagles, Glen Jakovich, involved in this show. Jacko, welcome to you.
Thanks, boys. Hello. Thanks for having me on. And
Jacko.
And hello, Wayne.
Here we go. I'll tell you what, when people call me Wayne, I'm in trouble.
Well, it's Joe, do you know Joe Fraser here?
Hey?
Joe Fraser.
Yeah, g'day, Joe.
Yeah. I'll show you, Joe.
Hey, Glenn, a wise person once told me never get your ambitions mixed up with your capabilities, son.
This is on.
Jacko.
Let's get in a 4x2 and we'll see it.
Jacko, name the time and the date, and we'll give it all to charity.
Jim, this is getting awkward.
Catch you with a knife. Cut him off, Jim.
I love it.
There we go. Ross Line mantra, anytime, any place, anywhere. Something better than that, Wayne.
You know what's funny about this?
What?
He really is kidding himself.
I'm with you, Duck. I'm with you.
Hey, boys, what Wayne doesn't realise, I grew up south of Freo, down in Wadler Field. I'm 26 and a half the street, let me tell you.
He's giving him his record.
Well, Duck grew up in Wagga Wagga. What are you in Wagga Wagga, Duck?
By the way,
the Marines.
By the way, Jacko, I've said this before. This is coming from you, a bloke who thought he'd beat Grant Hackett in a swimming race. You can get slightly ahead of yourself.
Yeah, well, JB, you got to just have a crack sometimes, but it's amazing how tough you are when you're 2,500 kilometres away from the great man.
He's still going.
No, he's talking about himself.
I think he's talking about himself. I hope.
Jacko, now let's get to the bottom of this. You two great players played on each other close to 20 times. You're at your prime when you both went head-to-head. I think you secretly think you had Duck covered.
Yeah, no, it's pretty close. It was. We played, I think, 6 or 7 finals, a lot of good Friday night games at the Waco. I think I just pipped him 18-2, my favour.
Hey, I will say, let's not forget, it's much easier to punch it than it is mark it.
I averaged 11 marks against the Duck.
So 18-2, Duck. 18-2,
Please,
Jacko.
I'll give you some stats after this show.
Well, I've just
Duck's
got
done
one
that
game
thing where he's
here.
dropped the mic and taken off again. He
I've just
obviously
got
loved
one
it.
game here, Jim. The second elimination final.
I
Waverley
went into
Park.
that game injured too.
No, Duck. Shush. West Coast Eagles defeated North Melbourne. Best for West Coast. Jakovich first. North Melbourne. No, nothing, Duck. So there's one.
He was injured, Bill. He was very injured that year.
Right. So how do you reckon it went? If, say, you played on each other 20 times, Duck, what do you reckon?
I thought it was fairly even. But in Jacko's defence, when I have 18 and kick 3, it's poor game.
Hey, Jacko, tell us how this... You have legitimately, as in absolutely properly, been a cup hog this week because you've been the cup ambassador. You have gone everywhere with it, and that has been superb in the city of Perth.
Oh, it has, boys. All fun and games. But I'm up and about this morning because I can't believe we got our own MCG here and we got 2 cracking teams. People are just everywhere. I'm just driving into the stadium now to do a little dress rehearsal before the main day today. But you guys all know you've played in them, you've called them, you've seen it. It's just going to be spectacular, and everyone is up and about. We're so fortunate and lucky. But at the same token, in all seriousness, we need to think of all you guys over there that through a pretty horrible period at the moment.
Hey, Jacko, in all seriousness, getting around this week, we've heard Damo say that the state is really, the city of Perth has really embraced this grand final. How have you felt? I've noticed on our group messages that you've been to a few functions. Are they absolutely loving it?
Yeah, they are. It's amazing how many people have got tickets to the game. So I think there's going to be 80,000 people there because I reckon I've bumped into about 80,000 that reckon they got tickets. So, look, I think being the first time we've had 2 weeks from the prelim leading into a grand final, Western Australians have been the beneficiary of it, and obviously with the cup going to all four corners of the state and everywhere in between, it's just been on the news every day, every night. The cup either at Cable Beach on a camel, or it's been at Karajini National Park, all the way through the Ord River. Yeah, Quokkas at Rottnest. And that's the kids and the fans, the people that won't get to the game, get their piece of history, and on getting hands on the best piece of silverware in this country by far. So, and we've had 2 weeks lead into it. In the last 2 or 3 days, it's really ramped up. And this morning, I've just come into the ground now, and there's people everywhere from the Crown walking over. It's just electrifying.
It's people walking the streets, and it's not just Western Bulldogs and Melbourne scarves I'm seeing. They're just everyone's supporting their own teams. I'm seeing Fremantle gear, Carlton gear, Brisbane even, Collingwood scarves. It's just this state just embraces footy, don't they?
Yeah, Bernie, one guy that I worked with, he ended up going over to buy a corporate ticket, and his response was he can always make money, but he'll never get this opportunity to go to a grand final at Optus Stadium. And that's the way he looked at it. So he probably hopped up the credit card, but him and his wife, they're going to the grand final because they didn't want to miss out, and that's what it means to them. So, and that's what it does, to all the people of Western Australia. They got one opportunity. Let's put on a bloody good show.
Now, Jacko, not for the first time, Damo needed help from someone who wanted to clip him. I understand at the Brownlow you had to step in and save our man.
Yeah, that was a bit rude by that young fella. So he was lucky that. He was lucky I wasn't going to go 27 and a half this trip.
I seriously reckon, Glenn, that he was having a crack. And it's the only time it's happened in Perth in the 4 weeks I've been here, Jim. But I reckon he wasn't aware that I was talking to you at the time. And then he just looked across my shoulder, saw you, and I think you were just starting to lean in, and then he disappeared, Jim.
Well, I'll count that as a number.
Hey, Jacko, what about the good old days when we used to play each other at the Wacker and then we'd head out to gobbles and things like that? Those were the days, Jacko.
Gobbles.
Hey, Billy, I'm married now with kids, mate. Please. We're on here, aren't we?
Yeah, well, we all were married there for a while, and then we've.
I'm kidding, mate. I'm kidding.
And we used to get the $1,000 drink card, and how good were those days, Jacko?
Yeah, well, we were semi-professional footballers back then, Billy, but it was good days. We had a lot of good fun. There's no doubting that. Yeah. And the one thing that I speak to a lot of the guys now, they don't have a time or chance to interact. We got together. We went to the racket club, State of Origin, footy on a Tuesday night. We got to find out and see the personalities and characters playing on or close to Tony Lockett one night at the WAC. It was a pretty menacing sight. But then to catch up with him afterwards, he was just a ripper, and I'll never forget moments like that.
Yeah. Hey, Jacko, for a start, Bill turned up to your premiership reunion as a player from the other team, which is one of the more disgraceful things I've ever heard. But secondly, I did a panel thing yesterday with Ashley McIntosh and asked him about playing on Bill. And he said, Jacko, it was interesting because he kept running to weird places on the ground and I couldn't work out why in a grand final. And he said, after about sort of 3/4 of it, I worked out that he was just running away from John Worsfold.
Hey, I know what that's like. We used to do that at pre-season training when Woosha was on the other side. So we used to run away from Woosha. He was a lunatic.
He was. Mate, he'd smile. He'd have this nice smile. He might even say, "G'day, Bill." I go, "Oh, Woosha's all right." You go near him, bang! Hey, you and Barry Stoneham had some great... I know you and Duck played some great games, but Barry Stoneham was a very good player, wasn't he?
Nah, Billy, outstanding player. Prior to him obviously having that bad leg injury, and that really slowed him down a bit. But I mean, I was privileged to play. 1 week I'm playing on Duck. Next week I've got Sticks Kernan. Barry Stoneham was the All-Australian that year. He was arguably the best centre-half forward going around at that time. You had David Neitz coming through, Schwarter. I was playing on some handy players week to week, and then you rock up and you got Stewie Lowe. You just could not move buckets off the line of the ball. So don't worry, I had good front row seats to some of the best centre-half forwards in my generation.
Hey, Bill, I've just got a text message come through, and apparently you're in the West Coast best players that day. That's why you're invited to the reunion.
If you only knew.
Boys, it's been fun. I've got to go there.
Go, Jacko.
Say goodbye,
Jacko.
See you, Wayne.
Are you okay, you two?
I think he actually got the better of Duck in that interview as well.
I think he beat him as a player and beat him as an interview.
19-2.
He's taken the jacket off.
He has. Look at
I
Duck.
think he's going to belt me.
Put it this way. I'm not too worried about that.
It's unusual though, Jim, isn't it, to see Duck like that?
It's the only time he straightens up.
Back
The
down
rest
a
of the
bit.
time, there's never an issue, and
Nah.
then suddenly Jacko, and he just straightens up.
Yeah, just
which it worries me, to be honest.
It worries me
I'm
because
glad I'm over here.
he wants to belt something in here, and it's me or Will in the room.
Will's unhappy. He's uncomfortable. Hey, Duck, when do we let you go, please? Because I know you've got.
he's got a bit of pizza
Just
in
got a
his
bit of
mouth.
pizza going down.
Well,
but I know you've got the Channel 7 work to do. So when are you off?
Shortly. Actually, I might head off now.
All right, so before we let you go, because I know you're going to be busy, good luck with a great day, of course, with 7, and then with us calling the big game. Who's going to win it, please, for the Saturday Rub fans?
Yeah, I'm tipping Melbourne. I think they've been the best team. So I'm going to go with the D's by 15 points. And a bit of a roughie for the Norm Smith, Jakey Lever.
All right, now here we go, Bill. This is 10 grand. Before we hit the sting,
Yes.
$10,000. Give us the prize, please.
Well, it's from Barbecues Galore. $10,000 voucher, Jim. Of course, they've got the tools, they've got the gear to fire up this barbecue season. barbecuesgalore.com.au or visit your local store.
And we thank Aaron, of course, and Benji and the team from TaylorMade who have provided us with their number one brand, of course, clubs, bags, balls in golf.
They stuck fat for probably a little bit too long.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They have been
considering.
very loyal given what we've served up. So we thank the guys from TaylorMade all year. They've been brilliant. But Barbecues Galore, $10,000.
huge.
Hose, let's get it underway.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's Triple M's magnificent segment, the Saturday Rub Quiz Grand Final. Today, you can win a $10,000 Barbecues Galore prize package. Barbecue better this summer with Barbecues Galore. They've got the tools and the gear to fire up this barbecue season. barbecuesgalore.com.au or visit your local store. And now, here's your host, Billy Brownless.
All right, so when Bill says hello, don't say hello back or you get buzzed.
Yep.
Just tell us what you're doing on Grand Final Day and then we'll rip into the questions. But what interests me here are the lifelines because Duck's had to go to the 7 Network to do his stuff.
That's right.
So we've lost one of the lifelines.
Ooh. Yep.
Bernard's ready to go.
Yes.
Purple's ready to go.
Yep.
And Rosie Walton has jumped in as a lifeline and ignore her at your peril. I've worked with Rosie for 20 years. She knows her footy. All right, Fat, let's go.
And dressed by Scanlon Theodore. I tell you what, in this magnificent frock today. But also, thank you to Barbecues Galore. How good is it, Jim? They have hitched their national brand with the number one quiz on radio. They have hitched on board with Anthony William, the number one quiz in the game. So good luck to you all. $10,000 voucher. And we go to Daniel in Tanunga. G'day, Daniel.
Tanunga.
Even I know it's
That's
Tanunda.
not Tanunda, is it?
Tanunda,
Yeah, it's
Bill.
Oh,
Tanunda.
my God. How could you butcher that?
Come on.
Daniel.
Just out in the vineyard, boys.
Beautiful.
Bit of Pinot Noir.
Nah, Shiraz country, Bill. The Barossa Valley.
Did you go to the grand final last week and see Jars 57 points up and lose?
The ultimate choke, Burn. The ultimate choke.
I don't know if he's choked too much. I think it's all got down his throat. But
Coming from you, Bill.
it's Shiraz country, by the way,
It
Jim.
is, Bill, not Pinot Noir.
Righto. Here we go, Daniel, son. Now, it's a hard quiz because it's $10,000 up for grabs here. Who is the only player named in tonight's grand final that played in Melbourne's 2009 Wooden Spoon team? Melbourne's 2009 Wooden Spoon team. Who is the only player that is named?
Oh, yeah.
He's had enough.
Oh, geez.
Oh, no.
Ho's got
I'll work
rid
it
of
out,
him.
Bill.
You have. It's a maybe
It's a trick question.
Obscure
thank you.
question.
Obscure. Let's go to Mount Terrains. Torrens.
Or we can go to Adam from Launceston first.
Terrains.
He's next.
Let's go to
Terrains and
Adam
Torrens.
first. I like there at Launceston. Hello, Adam.
Just mowing the lawn.
Oh, big lawn, little lawn.
It's a little smaller lawn because I'm just building a courtyard at the moment to put a new barbecue on. So, $10,000 barbecue.
There we go.
Adam.
Hello, barbecues galore. Who is the only player named in tonight's grand final that played in Melbourne's 2009 Wooden Spoon team?
Yeah, this is a tough one.
It is.
And there's no lifeline on this one yet, is there?
No.
Might be on the team.
Adam?
It's a trick question.
Yes.
I'm going to go for, surely, oh, gosh.
Come on, or are you going to get Dom?
Might be on the other team.
Might be on the other team. Oh, Seth Martin, surely.
Oh, you got there. Well done.
There we go.
Geez, he was lucky. Well done, Ed.
Needs the voucher.
9 to go.
Question 2, Jim.
Yes.
Barbecues galore are going to get a nice lad out of this, let me tell you. Other than Dustin Martin, who was the last player to win a Norm Smith medal?
So that would have been in 2000 and
18.
18, and then that would have been
Good on you, host.
Rosie's harsh.
Mate, it's 10 grand on for grabs.
Big prize.
Good.
Let's go to Mark. G'day, Mark. Where are you from?
Mount Torrens.
That's
Mount Torrens, not Terang.
What happens in Mount Torrens?
Farmers, mate.
Farmers. What do you got? A bit of dairy, bit of cows, bit of... Which are the
Yes, the
same.
same thing.
Sheep.
Yeah, cows.
Righto, Mark. Yep. Other than Dustin Martin, who was the last player to win a Norm Smith medal there out at Mount Torrens?
Wasn't Shuey.
Who?
Shuey?
Yes.
Yeah, Luke Shue. I'll give you that. Righto, laugh line.
Oh, you got it right.
So you got Rosemary, you got Basmo over there, which is Damo, and you just got Nuffy, Bernie. Okay. Question.
Roger.
And Bill, do you think Rosie, given she's replacing Duck, will cheat?
She doesn't
No.
need to. I'm
No,
telling
she-
you, she
no.
knows her stuff, Hose.
Have a look at her. Honest as honest. Which
The day is long.
Yeah, I couldn't think of that, don't
Yeah,
you?
I
Shut
think
up. Which 3 players from tonight's selected teams have kicked the most goals in 2021? Ooh, 3 players that have kicked the most goals.
I think I'll go Damo.
Damo.
Good choice.
All right, well, we're watching a replay as we speak in the studio here of a Port Adelaide Bulldogs game, and I saw a figure come up there with Aaron Norton kicking 40-something,
Yes.
so he's one of them. Bailey Fritsch was the leading Melbourne goal scorer, and I also heard Daisy at that lunch yesterday, Byrne, reference the fact that Cozzy Pickett also kicked 40 goals this year.
Good season.
So they'll be my 3, unless someone has trumped one of those 3, but I know they've all kicked at least 40, so we'll go with those 3.
Oh.
Yep, go with Damo.
Well done, Damo.
There you go.
Fritsch
Good
has,
year from Pickett.
Fritsch has
He's
got
a good
53.
forward.
Norton
53,
46.
is it?
Yeah, Norton 46 and Pickett 40. Of course, Josh Bruce has kicked 48 goals, but not playing tonight. Yes. Question 4 now. Oh, how you feeling, Marco?
Oh, a little bit nervous.
Yeah, so you should be. Who got the 3 votes the last time Melbourne and the Dogs played each other in the Brownlow? Who got the 3 Brownlow votes the last time these two sides met? Was
Round
only
19, Bill?
round
So the Dogs
19,
won.
thank you.
Dogs won.
Yeah.
Yep.
You called it, Jim? For 7?
We'll go Smith.
No, sorry. Geez, we got a lot from Adelaide today. Old Ross River from Adelaide. G'day, Ross.
Just cleaning out the man cave, boys.
Oh, what's in the man cave, Rossi?
We've got a bar, Bill, and a
Heater?
ping pong table.
You got a heater?
No, I need a heater.
Oh, you need a
So
barbecue?
what Bill does is he slaughters 2 legitimately, and then he throws a purposely slaughtered one in to try and cover the fact that he's slaughtered the previous 2. So he goes, "Look, I'm doing it on purpose."
Tries to be
Ross River.
consistent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We were all onto it, Bill.
Clever. Who got the 3 Brownlow votes the last time these two sides played each other? Ross?
We'll go Luke McRae.
No, not Luke. But McRae did get 2 votes. There you go. Cameron in Mount Waverley. Hello, Camo.
Ordering the veggie patch.
Mate, it's been raining for the week.
I like it.
Cam, it's been raining for a week. What are you watering for?
Get on with it, Bill.
Yep.
He might not be from Melbourne.
They need to grow, pal.
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 He's in
Pal.
Belgium.
Righto, pal. Who got the 3 Brownlow votes the last time these two sides played each other? Round 19 it was.
We'll go Bontempelli.
Well done.
Nice.
Bont 3, McRae
We'll
2,
get to
Oliver.
5 with a break, so get on with it.
Up to 5. Oh, no.
Oh,
No,
no.
no,
There it
Hose-
is.
Hose has hit the brake.
Shut him down.
Shut you down.
Barbecues galore.
We're
Are
doing
we
it
coming back this
Yeah,
week?
we're coming back this time.
We are. Last week we did.
We just
Well,
abandoned
how
it
do I
last
get
time.
Stopped at question
momentum?
3
How
about
do
3
I
weeks ago.
get momentum?
Bill kept asking questions in the break.
Righto, question 5. We got Cam there. It's the last one, Cameron. Now, this is a good question. Who are the Western Bulldogs and Melbourne's most recent premiership coaches and captains. Damo's out. You got Hosemary or you got Bernie?
We'll go with Bernie.
Bernie.
Jeez,
Well,
Cameron.
it's Beveridge and Eastern Wood.
For the
Gee,
Dogs.
64.
I know this one.
Well, you've got to.
Norm Smith.
Come on,
Great
Bernie.
coach.
Was it Ron Brassey?
Is that your answer?
Oh,
Yeah, get Ron Brassey.
Who do you go with the first one? Beveridge and...
I'd
sorry.
accept that now.
No,
I'll accept
I'd
that
be
now.
accepting that
You
one,
got
yeah.
the ding.
Do you like it, Cam, or not?
Yeah, we'll go with that, champ.
Good decision.
Well done. Number 6. This is $10,000 voucher from Barbecues Galore.
Yeah, thank you, Billy.
Which is the only team that both Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs have beaten in the 2021 final series? Cam?
Did they both beat the Power?
No, Cam. Keep watering. Let's go down to Hobart now and talk to Jay. Hello, Jay. Welcome.
Just having our first property.
Oh, nice. What time is it?
Oh, good
20
stuff.
to 2. A bit late. Righto. Which is the only team that both Melbourne and the Dogs have beat in the 2021 final series there, J-Lo?
Beat.
Was it Brisbane?
Yeah, it was. Brisbane Lions. Well done.
Well done.
Number 7. Which player in tonight's game has the most followers on Instagram? Nearly as many as me.
Well, you mentioned you before.
Big Maxi?
No, not Maxi. Sorry, mate. Yarraville now and talk to Andrew. Andrew, welcome to the radio station.
What has happened to him?
Just driving around Footscray, soaking up the atmosphere.
Checking out what?
Soaking up the atmosphere.
Soaking, yeah.
Not bad, Andy. I like that. Do you know which player has the most followers on Instagram in tonight's game?
Say Bailey Smith.
Yes, 272 if you don't mind.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Well, he's... What's
Rockstar,
Andy?
Bill.
The mullets get the clicks.
Oh, right. And then Dusty and then Buddy are the second and third. A lifeline number 8, Jim. Oh, here we go. I like this. You've only got Hosemary left. Oh, and does she look flash today? Righto. Which 2 players from tonight's teams were finalists for the 2021 Goal of the Year award last Sunday?
You may not need my help, Andrew.
No, Rosemary, you might have to help me out here.
Rosemary.
hi.
No, shush, kid.
Shush,
You
kid.
just got a snapshot into Bill's parenting.
Shush, kid.
So the 2
Goal of the
players
year.
in the Goal
Yes.
of the Year. I'll tell you who won it. Sarong won it. So wrong and so right.
That was Anthony Hudson's line on the day itself.
Damo, shut up. That's mine.
One's
I
playing
just-
tonight, isn't he?
Yep.
So who are the 2 that were in it?
That'd be Bond. And
Bond kicked that goal. It shouldn't have gone through, maybe.
I reckon
Had he
Pickett.
nominated you, Rosie, for helping?
he has.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gozzy Pickett and Bontempelli.
So Hose. What do you think, Andrew?
It's pretty
Yes,
good.
I'll go with that. Thank you very much.
Oh, good choice.
Also,
I told
I've got the
you.
answers.
She knows her footy, Hosemary.
I knew.
She's
Because I have to do the quiz.
She's done a
Think
duck.
about that.
2 to go, and you get a $10,000 voucher from Barbecues Galore. Andrew.
Come on, Billy, make them good ones. Make them Geelong questions, please.
Geelong. Well, stand by. Since last year's premiership, even last premiership in 1964. Since their last premiership in 1964, Andrew, let's start again. Which teams have defeated Melbourne in grand finals?
Hawthorn in 88 and the Bombers in 2000.
Wow.
Oh, bang.
Wow.
Soaking up the atmosphere.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go, Andy Pandy from
Jeez.
Yarraville.
It's a big prize,
This is
Andy.
Big prize. $10,000, Barbecue Galore.
There we go.
Who kicked the most goals in the 1994 grand final between the West Coast Eagles and Geelong?
Jeepers, I shouldn't have asked for a Geelong question.
Andy.
94.
Andy.
Sorry?
Shouldn't be that hard, Andy.
What was the answer?
Who?
Oh, Andy.
Yeah, when you know the quiz master, when you know how vacuous this man is,
Vacuous.
how do you get that wrong?
Vacuous. Let's go to Nathan in Paraka. That's where Dwayne Russell's from. Paraka?
That's Adelaide.
Just doing some renos, guys. Yeah, this is
Blaine Russell and Alan died up country down here.
That's right. Used to be old sheep paddocks when I was out there one day.
That's right.
And he just dropped a $10,000 barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue.
He did. He just dropped the World Cup.
Have you got a barbecue at home, Nath?
I don't actually. I'm just doing some renos now and doing an outdoor kitchen. So
Nath can pick it up.
$10,000 voucher you get.
Get the question out, Bill.
Barbecues galore. Who kicked? Now, this for it. Let's just have a bit of silence. Let's build it up.
Okay.
Nathan, who kicked the most goals in the 1994 grand final between the West Coast Eagles and Geelong?
wouldn't be Billy Brown, would it?
Andy, 4 goals, 3.
How many?
4 goals, 3. That was the most in the game. Well done, Anthony. We in a grand final.
That means you got at least 7 kicks, Bill. That's a surprise.
Yeah. Hey, Nath.
Yeah.
How good?
That's amazing. Yeah,
Who do you want to
thank?
thank?
So much. Thank you guys. Thanks to Fat. Thanks Skinny. Thanks all you boys. Thanks to 4-Eye Damo there. Thanks very much.
What about the $10,000 from Barbecues Galore?
Yeah, thank you to Barbecues Galore. That's great.
I might come out and help him put it in, Bill. I'm over in Adelaide. So.
Now, I've been to Pracker. Let me tell you, this will be the best barbecue in the suburb.
Hey.
We'll have to make sure it's installed properly.
Naif, that is a
Yeah.
Bradbury if I've ever seen one.
Oh.
That
Andy.
is. Thank you so much.
Andy, if you listen to the quiz over the whole year,
Poor
you know
Andy.
how shamelessly Fat puts himself into the final question. How could you not know that?
All the heavy lifting.
He was a Geelong supporter too.
I did a thing yesterday with Drew Banfield, who of course played in '94 and then played in 2006. Bloody good
Yeah, he did.
footballer
Yes.
for the West Coast Eagles.
Is he number 1 draft pick?
I reckon he
think
might
he
have
was.
been.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
he
he
might have
was.
been.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was telling me in 2006, Fat, that somehow in the build-up to that game, it might have 05 or 6, one of the two, a commanding officer off a US aircraft carrier came, Woosha got him in to do some sort of thing about, preparing for,
Motivation.
whatever was coming up. So this commanding officer came and spoke, and Drew said on stage, he said, the guy was interesting, but I didn't really get a lot of what he was saying, and I didn't really know it was relevant to playing in the grand final. But anyway, we sort of did that during the week. He goes, we get to the game, and we're in the warm-up doing lane work in the rooms. This bloke with his full regalia on, medals and everything, was standing right in the middle of the lane work.
Staring at him.
He said, eventually one of the officials from West Coast had to come up and grab him and say, listen, mate, you probably need to get out of the way.
Let's move on.
While we're trying to warm up minutes before going up the race. Hey,
That's what happens when people. We've had some Americans come over who run Ford worldwide.
Yes,
and they walk into the room, right, and they think they can go up and talk to the players or go in at half time and have a chat, and they're going, mate, I actually run Ford worldwide. And you go, hey, mate, no, I'm from America. I can do what I want. No, you can't, mate. Get out.
Is that worse than Happy Hammond running out with the team, Bill, that grand final day?
And who else? Someone was playing the harmonica or whatever it was.
So that's not a harmonica, that action.
The accordion, you idiots.
Now, Bill, I need to tell you that there are some big functions going on around Perth. Massive panels, massive big names. And then I've got wind of one that's a real mouth dryer.
Right. Tell me.
At Crown. That's Purple running it.
Yep.
Matty Boyd. Bill.
Yeah.
Well, Bernard is going to add some sizzle.
Bernie's going.
Thank God.
Josh Kennedy's going too, Jim, and Luke Shuey, Will Smith medalist.
Keep going, Damo. Fine one. So Josh Kennedy.
Oh, sorry, Bill. He's only kicked about 800 goals.
No, we're talking actually a couple of good stories and ones with good endings where you get a bit of a
Hey, I'm not the talent. I'm just coordinating the talent.
Geez, Bern, you've got some lifting to do.
What do you got for us, Bern?
Well, I'm thinking about maybe just moving on to my next function, leaving you out high and dry.
What have you got on, Jim? You got any?
No, I'm going back to the hotel. I'm getting changed into a suit. I'm going to the ground, and I'm not leaving.
He's going to watch the rest of the footy show that he taped from last night, Bill.
Oh my God!
You want more than 15 minutes?
Seriously, since I left that franchise, it has gone to shit.
No, it actually hasn't. It's actually taken a new trajectory.
No, Bill. Seriously.
$3.2 million raised last night, Jim.
Rated 500 last night, Jim.
Well, you would hope.
And during the week...
Didn't have a lot of competition.
What
else is anyone watching?
You're the host broadcaster of the grand final, and you couldn't put any footy product up.
I would hope that'd be what you're doing, but I'm just talking about the footy show whole brand.
No, it's been good. The
No, the
Sunday
Sunday's
show.
flying.
It's
No,
fine.
I'm not talking
I
about
tell
just
you what,
the Sunday.
Jim.
I'm talking about the whole brand of the footy show at that place.
It's
Well,
got
Hutchie replaced
chemistry.
you.
Yeah, no, that went well. Jeez, that was a good result.
Hutchie reckons he's
Only
never.
ran the thing out of existence in a minute and a half.
Hutchie reckons
I
he's.
spoke to Hutchie about it the other day, and he said he lasted 11 weeks.
Limo, who was on there?
Yep, he ruined it.
Oh.
And our own producer, Will. He was working on it. He ruined it too.
Will Ralston, come on, Will.
Back in the day,
Show killer.
when it used to be me, Ed, Sam, and Trev. That were the days.
You're at the
were
back
the
of
days,
the
Bill,
back
yeah.
of the trucks with Crawford there when Ed came back too, Bill, weren't you?
What were we?
Didn't you do those little skits on the back of the truck,
of the truck.
for about 4 weeks in a row? That was your contribution.
Yeah, that was that was on the way out.
I don't think I went on about 4 weeks in a row when Ed came back.
That's it in the wheel, of course, where we used to give you about 85 seconds to get the whole thing done.
But you'd keep pushing it later and later, and I'd get more pista and pista.
Pista.
I didn't know where I was. I go, g'day, welcome to... Where am I, mate? I don't know. And had no security. Had 500 blokes trying to jump on me. No security.
And your teeth would fall out.
Oh, my teeth. I'm trying to find the bloke with the wheelies in the Cheech and Chong truck. There was smoke
You'd have a
coming out of
Guernsey
the-
on, a local Guernsey in the size medium.
Couldn't get it off. Oh, jeez.
And then the president of local club, Bill, and his partner
Oh,
all get
she
dressed
get
up.
all dolled up, mate. She had the grey hair. She'd been drinking the cheap red wine. You could see it on her teeth. And she bought a new frock from the local hardware shop. Like,
We got it out of
I'll put it on a platter for you.
That's it, Fred. I have to do some of this stuff with you again because you've forgotten what actually happened.
a couple
Yeah,
of
you do
locals,
forget parts of that story now.
a couple of locals on the front door, Spanner and Shifter.
That's right. And they both would have been superstars, Bill, but didn't he take a gun out to get some rabbits one night? And
No, he fell off the header. Fell off the header and he chopped his leg off. And the other bloke shot his leg off spotlighting one night.
This is what Bill goes with on stage. But because of how many times he's done it and because how old he is, he actually forgets. So he gets halfway through and he looks at me and goes, hey, Jim?
What's next,
what
Jim?
happens next, Jim? I have to prompt him to get started again. What are you, outside of this magnificent function you're about to do with Purple, Bernard, what's the rest of the day hold for you?
Yeah, got a few functions throughout the afternoon. As I said, there's not many past players that played at Melbourne over here, so they're all stuck in Melbourne. So a lot of functions to just
And
chop
best
down.
and fairest winner.
Yes.
At two clubs, too.
Thank you for mentioning that.
100 game.
But yeah, keep going, Bill. Anything else? No.
And
But
enough
functions
at both.
finish about 4:30, so that's when the heat will come
And
on.
where are you watching?
Watching. I'll be at a bar somewhere. I don't like sitting down at grand finals. Normally from a bar and might just start on
So
the
you're
waters.
not even going to the game?
No. A bar.
Oh,
at
at
the
the bar.
ground.
Oh, there's plenty of bar
Yeah,
options
good
in
bars.
there. Yeah,
Good
unbelievable
options.
bars.
I'll just walk around. I got a few
And you
options.
can see the game from every
Yeah.
single
It's a
vantage
great
point
stadium,
of the
isn't it?
bars.
That's the great thing about this
So we're
stadium.
Melbourne
you
to
all.
the judges.
Good on you all.
Yeah. We'll just sit over here and what is it? It's 11 degrees here at the
I
minute.
feel for
27
you.
here, Bill.
I feel for you, Hose. Suck shit, Bill. Bernard, were Melbourne to greet the judges, what will you do after that?
Well, I'm on the door down there. Got my name on the door.
Will you tear up like Bill teared up in
No,
2007?
I won't be in the bloody race doing the clapping like this and crying, but it'll be very emotional for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I'll be down there and just to remind them that I did play for them and turn the club
There
around.
will be
and all that
tears.
sort of stuff.
There will be tears.
Oh, they will. And you know what? They've been long suffering. It's been so long. So, no, there will be tears. There'll be a lot of emotions.
Either way, there'll be
Either
tears
way,
for Melbourne
yeah.
because if
Disappointment.
they win, obviously, but then if you lose after having the preparation they've had, that will be shattering for them as well. What about yourself, Purple?
Yeah, I do that function with Burn, and then get across to the official function, and then then move my way
Rubbing some
into.
shoulders, Purple.
Yeah, it'll be a big crew, I reckon, with all the Perth locals, and then move my way across into the press box for the work part of the game. But Jim, the important part.
Yes, exactly. And yourself, Fat?
And then Sunday footy show tomorrow, Bill.
What part of the grand final day are you immersing yourself in?
Honky dory, I'll go across the road.
Honky.
I'm going to get some fish.
Honky dory.
You've just eaten 3 pizzas. We can see you have done that.
4 dim sims and minimum chips. I'll drive home.
Minimum chips.
And then I'll watch the Storm. Oh, no, I have a good race meeting today, so I'll just run an eye over that. Then the Storm play at 4 o'clock. in the prelim finals.
Yes.
South Sydney last night just went whackety-whack. They're through the granny.
How did Pappenhausen now go?
Well, he's not on yet, but he'll go in tonight, the number one, and he'll just put 3 over the white line. And so Pappenhausen now. And then I'll straight into the grand final, probably at home on my own. Oscar might come over, so that'll be nice. And he's
No, he won't. He'll have better things to do.
Don't you go nowhere near you.
Yeah.
Actually, none of the kids are coming around.
We heard how you do with kids. Shut up, kid.
Well, the kid was given the wrong answer.
Shush.
Shush, kid.
Shush, kid, you reckon?
Was given the
What
wrong
about that?
answer, Jim.
Oh, my God. So, all right, I'm starting with you, Bill. Who wins the game? Who wins the Norm Smith medal?
Melbourne by 26 points. I think they win by 4.5 goals. Better defence, better forward line. You can split the midfield, but they got Maxi Gawn. So I think Melbourne and Clayton Oliver will win the Norm Smith. And first goal will go to the Doggies in Cody Waitman.
All right.
Nice.
Damo?
Yeah, it's just for the same reasons with the Gawn and Jackson combo at Melbourne. I reckon it's just the 1 point of difference in the two teams. But I love Bontempelli so much that I think he will win the Norm Smith medal.
Ooh,
And you, Bernard?
Oh, I hope the fairy tale is finished this afternoon or tonight. I think the D's will win, and I think it'll be really tight up until about three-quarter time, and then I reckon the D's just kick away. I'm with Bill. I reckon about 5 goals.
Now, Jim, you were keen on Melbourne most of the year, including early in this week. Are you wavering as it gets closer?
I'm worried.
Why are you worried?
They're a dangerous opponent, the Western
are.
Bulldogs.
Oh,
If
yeah.
they don't bring the heat, if they don't close the space down, Melbourne, and take that part of the game, I think more seriously than anything else, they might just crack the door open for the Dogs.
Port
So
Adelaide
I'm
couldn't do
worried.
it. They
No.
couldn't
Are you
shut
tipping?
down that
Couldn't
space.
get near 'em.
But the D's are a dangerous side too. They can break the game open.
Who are you tipping, Jim?
I'm tipping Melbourne, but
Oh,
I'm
geez,
worried.
no confidence.
No, I've got no confidence. I've got none. And as I said yesterday, to someone, I hope Angus Brayshaw doesn't win the Norm Smith medal because it won't fit over his head.
Helmet.
He's got the biggest Swede of any man alive.
To extend it.
And then he puts a helmet on top of that. Well, he actually couldn't get the ribbon over the top of his box.
Put on his arm.
He is a Brayshaw.
Well, so he does know how to play in finals. There's no doubt about that. So actually, now that you say that, he's highly likely to win.
He sort of missed out on the looks a little bit.
No, a long way. Look at his old man. What chance did he have? True. Freak of a father. All right, Fat, off you trot.
Okay, thank you very much. And that's it. We're done for the year. No more Saturday Rub.
No, that's it.
So well done to you. Been very, very good,
I know,
of course.
been good, yes.
As have you, Bernard. And Damo, go and enjoy this great day.
You too, Jim. Good calling tonight.
From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, this has been Triple M rocking the Saturday Rub.
Shut up. The Footy's on Triple M.